The Accord's a mainstream car, but compared to the other mainstream cars in the segment, it always drove just a little bit better than the competition.
The Accord had enormous historic significance. It revolutionized the auto industry is what it did.
It was the best car in the segment for much of its history.
The name Accord came from Honda's belief in using technology to achieve accord between people and the automobile.
Honda has been able to weed through that vast sea of technology that's available and put onto the Accord the technology that improves the driving experience.
Over Accord's 40-year history, more than 13 million Accords have been sold to American car buyers. And Accord has played a big part in Honda's U.S. exports since the first U.S.-made Accord boarded a ship in 1987. For 4 decades, Accord has defined Honda's core values. Most importantly, Accord has changed what American consumers expect in an automobile.
The name Honda is synonymous with Accord. Accord has been a stellar product. It's been around 40 years. It really defines the company.
We judge cars in all categories by this overall fun-to-drive aspect. We put on our fun-to-drive glasses and take a look at them. Once we see how well does it perform its task, then we see does it put a smile on our face. And consistently in that segment, the Accord has put a bigger smile on our face than any other car.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff Conrad, Senior Vice President, Automobile Division of American Honda.
Good morning, everyone. Whether live here in Detroit or for a good many more of you joining us via live stream, we're really thrilled to have you with us this morning. What you're going to see in just a moment is the most dramatically styled, most sophisticated, and most fun to drive Accord we have ever made. But before we pull back the curtain, let's put the world debut of the all-new 10th generation Honda Accord in its proper perspective. For 41 years and 9 generations, Accord has set the standard for passenger cars in America. A perennial top seller and 31-time recipient of Car and Driver's 10 Best Award, Accord has consistently been the car to beat. And with cumulative sales of more than 13 million Accords, it means our customers have purchased roughly 1 Accord every 2 minutes for the past 41 years. That makes Accord the best-selling car in America since it was introduced, the very definition of enduring success. Accord also helped put Honda on the map as an automaker, as the first car we manufactured in America, and it's been in continuous production at our Marysville, Ohio plant for 35 years now. You know, I know many of you have strong memories of your first time in an Accord because I hear it from our customers all the time. Well, I have some great memories of my own. I remember in 1982, yes, all the way back then, when I joined Honda, I got the keys to a second-gen Accord hatchback. That first weekend, my wife and I took a long drive from New Jersey up to Cape Cod. Now, I had spent most of my life up until that point in big domestic cars. And this Accord, well, it was kind of small by comparison, but I have to tell you, I was blown away by how spacious it was inside. And on top of that, how fuel efficient and fun to drive it was. That's been the Accord story for over 40 years. A car that surprises with its balance of efficiency and refinement and fun to drive performance. Of course, reality is you didn't tune in or show up here today for a history lesson. You want to hear about Accord's future. So let me begin that story by saying that this is unquestionably the most dramatic remake of Accord that we have ever done. Of course, we wanted to maintain the fundamental things that our customers value most about Accord: outstanding quality and reliability, fuel efficiency and fun to drive. But we wanted to add something new, a level of emotion and premium appeal that elevates Accord beyond its affordable mid-size sedan roots. Based on this concept, our designers and the engineers reimagined this 10th generation Accord inside and out, creating something truly unexpected. And in essence, this is the same direction that we took with the new Civic, where we not only invigorated our own sales, but the segment as a whole. We hope to repeat that approach with Accord. It starts with the new design. And with us today are the two lead designers for Accord, Mr. Morikawa for the exterior, and Mr. Shimizu for the interior. We visited with both of them recently in our Waco design studio and asked them to share some perspectives on the new design. Let's take a look.
Through all of its past generations, Accord has been fulfilling the high expectations of Honda customers. And in each era, Accord set the standard for sedans by offering a new framework and form. For this all-new Accord, we challenged to advance the unique Accord-like character without relying on the language of current sedan styling. And this challenge became the source of my great motivation.
Honda's interior design always starts from the value of the customer experience we want to offer. This time, we used a concert hall as an image for the cabin space. At a concert hall, we feel elation at the moment we walk in. A realistic sensation only a live performance can offer, and the afterglow felt even after the performance is over. We designed this story of the customer experience for Accord. I felt this perfectly matches the value of the customer experience we want to offer with this Accord.
The proportion of the all-new Accord is closer to rear-wheel drive.
The wide, exhilarating, and uninterrupted visibility is top class in the category. Realized by pulling the front pillars backward and moving the seating positions inward. People tend to think designers create designs only by making drawings in a studio. For this Accord, we spent a lot of time with dynamics experts so that we understood what they are targeting when they test the vehicle. It is rare that designers are invited to test drive a prototype. I asked the test driver his impression of the design. I was wholeheartedly pleased when he said that the design fits perfectly with the great dynamic performance of this new Accord.
In the early stages of development, I strive to perfect the surface quality, trusting my own sensitivity. But I sensed for a long time that something was missing. Then I realized I was looking at the surfaces only under the light of our studio. We quickly airlifted the clay model to work on the form at our LA studio. We perfected the appearance under actual light in the US, and we fine-tuned it through enthusiastic discussions with our American designers. This is how we achieved those sharp edges and contrasts from the sculpted, bulging surfaces. And I'm confident that these features will touch the heartstrings of our customers.
It's an all-new Accord that speaks to your head and to your heart and does so in equal measure. Now, it's my great pleasure to share with you the global debut of the all-new, completely reimagined 2018 Honda Accord. Yeah. Wow. You know, as you can see with the touring, sport, and hybrid models on stage, we're taking Accord in a more stylish, sporty, and premium direction. It starts with the fundamentals, where our designers and engineers really reimagine the overall proportions of a chord, making it lower, wider, and more than a 2-inch longer wheelbase and shortened overall length. This provides a stronger stance and contributes to even more dynamic handling. They gave it a dramatic new face with LED lighting, a long and sculpted hood, and a swept-back greenhouse moved rearward on the body, all leading into a shortened rear deck highlighted by LED taillights and dual exhaust. The overall result is a more premium and athletic design with stance and proportion you wouldn't expect of a front-drive mainstream sedan. We'd like to think that this Accord will ace the valet test like no other Accord that's come before it. Of course, our story is much more than just styling. This will be the most fun to drive Accord ever. And that starts with the wider stance, longer wheelbase, and a lower center of gravity and a lower seating position. There's also a lighter and more rigid body, an advanced new chassis, and 3 new engines, including 2 new turbos. Our first ever turbocharged engines for Accord. The base 1.5 turbo puts out 192 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque at the top of its class. It's mated to either a Honda CVT, which many of you have recognized as the best of the breed, or for our sport trim, an available short-throw 6-speed manual. Moving up the line, we have an all-new 2-liter turbo with iVTEC valve train that shares its basic design with the power plant of our new Civic Type R. In Accord, this engine puts out 252 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, which is the highest torque output ever for Accord. And it's mated to our new 10-speed automatic, the first of its kind for a front-wheel drive car. In sport trim, the new 2-liter turbo can be equipped with a 6-speed manual, just like the car to my right. Enthusiasts out there have been asking for us to save the manuals. And with cars like Civic Hatch, SI, Type R, and now this new Accord, we're doing just that. Now, as many of you may have figured out already, there will be no coupe variant for this new generation Accord. But with our new styling direction and a sport trim with a 6-speed manual for both turbocharged engines, we've injected a lot of coupe goodness that will make this all-new Accord sedan a car that coupe intenders will want to take a hard look at. Now, I said 3 new engines, and the third is an even more efficient 2-liter Atkinson cycle engine with the next generation of our 2-motor hybrid system. And with the all-new battery pack relocated under the floor and beneath the rear seat instead of behind it, our new hybrid keeps the same larger trunk space as the gasoline models, besting all of our competitors. It also means the new hybrid has the same cargo carrying flexibility of the gas models, with 60-40 split and folding second row seats. Underneath the skin is a more rigid and lightweight body, with our highest ever application of ultra high strength steel, plus a new aluminum intensive chassis with available adaptive dampers. These are tied to a new 2-mode driving system with normal and sport modes that let you dial up the Accord's reflexes when the mood is right. And while the EPA ratings are not yet final, we expect to deliver top-class fuel economy and performance. It all adds up to the most refined, sporty, and responsive Accord we've ever made. Now, when you get inside this new Accord, you wrap your hands around the new sportier steering wheel and look out on an amazing panoramic view of the road, and made possible by a lower cow and A-pillars that are both 20% thinner and move back relative to the driver. you're going to love it. And when you look down the road, you're going to experience a new level of interior quality and sophistication, highlighted by a new digital driver's meter with an available new heads-up display that places key information in the line of sight. The new meter sits within a 3-tiered, ultra-low profile instrument panel that wraps around the occupants in an elegant style. And there are high-grade, soft-touch surfaces everywhere you look. It's simply a class above in terms of refinement and premium feel. And with its longer wheelbase, the new Accord offers class-leading interior space, including nearly 2 inches of added legroom, putting it at the top of the class. An Accord will have all our latest and greatest technology. A new touchscreen with sharper graphics, a more intuitive user interface, and of course, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But in addition to a touchscreen, Accord will have both a volume knob and a second physical knob for radio tuning and list scrolling. You're welcome, Paul. We're also adding effortless Bluetooth phone pairing, a first for the segment. Just tap your phone to the icon and it's paired. And with an available wireless charging pad, using your smartphone has never been easier. Accord will offer a more advanced connected car experience with the application of new in-car 4G LTE, and that's, of course, Wi-Fi. And over-the-air system updates, all Accord customers can upgrade to the latest software via Wi-Fi. And finally, we're delivering our most advanced suite of safety and driver-assistive technologies, with Honda Sensing as standard equipment on every new Accord. And this is not limited only to autonomous emergency braking, with features in multiple option packages, like some of the competition. It includes all the features listed on the screen as standard, and every single trim level, it's standard. So we expect Accord to continue to earn top safety ratings. Now, we're still a few months from launch, and we'll have more to share, including fuel economy numbers and pricing in the days ahead. But as you can see, we've created an all-new Accord for the next generation, an Accord for the head and for the heart. And we think this Accord will not only maintain its position as America's best-selling midsize car, but will make people rethink the sedan when they're ready for a new vehicle. Now, I'd like to invite all of you watching online to visit our just-launched 2018 Accord website. Thank you all for joining us. Now, for everyone here in Detroit, for a little bit closer look, please join me up on stage for the all-new 2018 Honda Accord. Thank you.